I want to start my video off by addressing this issue that's being pushed in the media today to keep us divided, basically. And that's just how I feel about this situation with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. We all, as a female that loves sports, that love the game of basketball, here for sports, have a whole channel trying to build a platform, I don't like what I'm seeing. And I want us to not fall for the banana in the tailpipe. We need to be able to appreciate the greatness in both of these women. And let the people that have their agendas for whatever their reasons are for supporting Angel or for supporting Caitlin that has nothing to do with basketball, let them have that. And we appreciate these two women as who they are and what they leave on that floor. I am so disgusted in some of the things that I'm seeing, reading, hearing. It is atrocious, and we need to stop it. Let's not fall for that. Whatever the propaganda is and what the narratives that's trying to be pushed about them shouldn't be in the game of basketball, shouldn't be in talks. You know, whether it's hatred from racism, whatever. I'm hearing all kind of stuff. Self-hate of black men and not supporting black. All this stuff shouldn't even be discussed in the game of basketball. Let's just appreciate the greatness of both of these two women. I love them both. And we need to be able to appreciate the greatness of both women. Anyway, we're here to talk about the NBA playoffs. The Final Four teams are here. Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals. Come on in here, let's talk about it. What it do, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. While you in here, hit that like, comment, subscribe, notification bell so you can be notified every time Her Takes uploads a new video. All right, let's jump into it. We got a treat. It's crazy because who would have thought 4 years ago, 3 years ago, that we would have an NBA Final Four that does not consist of LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Joker, Jimmy Butler, Dame Lillard, Giannis. How could I forget Giannis? It's changing. The NBA is changing. These young boys are coming and they're coming strong. So we have a treat for the Eastern Conference. Think about it. We have Tyrese Halliburton against Jalen Brunson, and then to top it off, in the West, we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander against Ant-Man, the Georgia boy. Ultimately, I want to see the Georgia boy win it because he's an ATLian just like me. I want to see him win. But, all four teams got a chance to get it. They have that talent. They all deserve to be there. I know I've spewed hate on the Pacers. I have. But you got to understand where I'm coming from as an ATLian, right? Think about it. Halliburton told the Hawks, don't draft me. I used to take that personal, but as I really started digging into it and thinking about it, he wanted his own team and we had Trae Young. I don't think it was personal, there's rumors out there, things written, but I really think that Tyrese Halliburton has that motor in him, that he knew he wanted his own team. He knew he could run his own team, and that's what he didn't want to be here with Trae, right? Too small guard. He didn't want to be here with Trae. So I'm going to give him a pass. But also Siakam. We could have had Siakam, but see, our front office mucked that up because they wouldn't give up Kobe Buffkin to the Raptors for us to get Siakam. So I'm not mad at Siakam, but the Pacers have him. And then there's Lord Pierce. He's over there with Indiana, and he was here. He didn't do right by our team. Him and Trae couldn't get along, whatever. They call Trae the coach killer. Don't really know what happened between that, but hey, Lord Pierce is gone too. So I do have a little hate against the Pacers, and I do want the Knicks to spank that. I do. I want them to. I want them to get them. But we'll see what happens with that. Let's just take a quick peek at the matchups and just see what we think could happen. So now in the East, we got Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson going to be going head to head in this matchup. And though I feel like Indiana has a deeper bench. I think their team is slightly better than the Knicks, but the Knicks got so many other weapons and factors to their game of course, since they have home court, they could tweak this out as long as they don't screw up. If Indiana come out there running and gunning game 1, game 2, and still snatch home court from them, it's going to be an uphill battle for the Knicks after that point. The Knicks will have to depend on Mikal Bridges, cooling off Tyrese, staying with him. Be smart on them switches. That basketball IQ going to have to be there because they're going to try to exploit. They're definitely going to try to get Tyrese Halliburton going. So that matchup, because I'm sure Mikal Bridges is going to be the one on Tyrese. He got the long arms, the length. He should be able to keep up. But, if he can, because that's the head of the snake right there, Tyrese Halliburton. And if he can keep him at bay, and they can be smart with their switches, it's just going to be tough. Mikal on the offensive end, Mikal going to have to hit his shots. He struggled with that shot, changing his shot early this season. He's going to have to hit his shots as well on the other end of the floor. Nembhard, you got Nembhard, he's really, really good. Naismith, his defense, they'll probably put him on Brunson, I'm pretty sure, because of his defense. Siakam, oh my God. OG gonna have to guard him, and I guess Josh Hart would be on Naismith or Nembhard, not sure, Naismith or Nembhard. Cat, Miles Turner, they kind of wash each other out, I feel like, because Miles Turner is really, really good on the defensive end. Cat's good on the offensive end. So they kind of will wash each other out. It's going to be a very tight matchup. Very, very tight matchup with those two. Let me look at their full, because they got somebody else, the pace. Oh, Mathurin. Mathurin's a good, solid piece off that bitch. TJ McConnell getting to that basket. OB Toppin, they're pretty deep. Coming off the bench, McBride, Payne, Shamet, Mitchell Robinson. So I don't know. I hope the Knicks can pull it off. I hope home court works in their advantage. Just a lot of hopes. Just a lot of hope. I hope. Them boys come out running and gunning like they do. Knicks could be in trouble. That's my take on that one. All right, let's look at the next one. So in the Western Conference Finals, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander against my Georgia boy Ant-Man. Now, my heart wants Ant-Man to hold up that trophy. Not gonna lie. Since my Hawks can't get that done, I gotta go for the Georgia boy anyway. But this series, in my opinion, it's really gonna be dependent on Julius Randle. How well can he play? Can he bring that level of play, keep up the level of play that he has been bringing? That's going to be the deciding factor. He's the X factor. It's actually a two-headed X factor. Julius Randle, as well as their bench. DiVincenzo, Alexander Walker, and Naz Reid. Those three coming off that bench, scoring and continuing to flow the way they've been going, that's going to be the key. Ant cannot take this team by himself. Ant is going to need some help. Rudy Gobert, he's got to, stay, defense. Hopefully they won't play him off the court. As we've seen in years past, he sometimes he get played off the court. He can't stretch the floor. And this is a very, very fast-paced team that they're going to be going up against. Home court advantage for them. So it's going to be tough for them to get it. I'm proud of, these young boys taking over. The young boys are really, really taking over. OKC, they got Shea, Dort, Jalen Williams, Chet, and Harkenstein. Harkenstein is a Knicks reject. So That's another thing that would be cool in the finals, to have New York against OKC. That'd be kind of neat. Either way, it's gonna, if New York make it, they're gonna either go against Harkenstein or they're gonna go against Julius Randle. So either way, that'll be a good little story piece. We'll see if if the Knicks can make it, but we know one of them two gonna make it. See, I don't like the fact if they put, they'll probably do Jaden McDaniels on Shea, hopefully, because Ant ain't gonna need that workload. He's not gonna need to have that workload on him. He needs to be able to focus on his offense, and do a little defense, here and there with the switches, making sure he, covers weak side, all that type stuff. But in terms of him just being on Shea, nah, that he don't need to do that. But Jaden McDaniels, I'd say put him on him. And then I kind of like Mike Conley. He's a little older. How old is he? I kind of have a little doubts with him being their starting point. Outside of the experience, I don't know how old I don't see it right here. But let me just look it up. How old is this joker? He about old as he about old as Bron. It's kind of impressive. I like the older guys. He's 37 years old. But anyway, I don't know. Hopefully, maybe DiVincenzo gets more minutes than him. They just got him as a starter. I don't know. But DiVincenzo will bring some good defense. I think he could guard Shea a little bit. Yeah. Not Mike Conley. Don't put him on Shea. He gonna run him in the ground. But anyway, I just wanted to come make a video and give my little predictions on the Final Four. Really, my predictions is my heart, who I want to see win, not who I really, yeah. Because if I did that, it would probably be Indiana and OKC, just being honest. But my heart is New York and Minnesota. And that's my final answer, and I'm sticking with it. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And as always, stay safe. On to the next one. Peace.